Gottes Zeit is the Allerbeste Zeit, also known as Actus Tragicus, is an early sacred cantata by J.S. Bach that he probably wrote during his stay at Mulhausen. I really like the opening Sonatina. It's a beautiful interaction of two alto recorders in combination with two violas and a continuo. The violas and continuo occupy the role of a steady worked out harmony, by the classical rules of voice leading if you will, while the recorders move in a more freely way. We'll first listen to a rather poor recording and do the usual analysis afterwards. First of all, don't get confused by the key signature. It's an obsolete Baroque habit in which the A flat hasn't yet integrated, but the key really is E flat major. I highlighted this harmonic progression in the red box because it is a pattern that Bach uses all the time. Also notice that the introduction has 3 bars instead of 4. This is a bit unusual, but yeah, it's Bach. The recorders start to play their beautiful melody, which is essentially unisono for most of the time. The second recorder has some rests while the upper recorder continues. This creates a subtle stereo effect. Take a look at this voice leading over the tonic pedal. A flat and D move to B flat and E flat. Those are parallel fourths as they occur often from scale degree 7 to the tonic. Again we have our familiar progression. Take a look at the octave jump in A flat. The 7th, which is A flat, still correctly resolves to G. The two recorders alternating between E flat and D is another daring but beautiful interesting effect. At this point there also happens something interesting in the harmony. Bach uses the 6th scale degree in E flat major, which is C minor, to modulate towards the remote key of B flat minor. C minor becomes the so-called dur-moll variant of scale degree 2 in the new key. The natural G is part of the melodic minor scale in which G and A naturally lead to B flat. A cadence fully establishes B flat minor. The recorders can rest for a brief moment while the violas respond with a short melody. Next up is a pivot modulation on the dominant. The dominant of B flat minor is also the dominant of B flat major. The following modulation is chromatic. By raising E flat to E combined with the bass movement from C to B flat, we obtain a dominant 7th chord in third inversion. Again, notice the bass leap of a minor 7th. We land in F minor, but just for a brief moment, because Bach uses another pivot modulation to get back to E flat major. Then he uses a striking sequence involving some secondary dominants. Notice this common voice leading device in which the leading tone in an inner voice doesn't resolve but drops down a third. Bach often uses this in chorales as well, remember, only in the inner voices. The second inversion of the tonic used independently is quite unusual, but if we look further, it kind of resolves tension in the conventional way. The opening movement of this cantata finishes in a brief pedal point on the tonic. Let's listen once more and try to remember my remarks. Thank you for watching.